Hello and welcome to Garblag Games with another episode of Lex Arcana after a little bit of a break. And we're continuing Spectres of the Past. With me tonight are my usual wonderful players. And starting all the way over to the left, we'll start with Aaron.
Once again, I'm Aaron, and tonight I'm going to be playing the legionary fighter, Aleko Casimir, better known as Kaza, who, as I said earlier, and it's worth repeating, is going to be standing in the background tonight and giving his associates, Lucius, Pindarin, and Titus, some pointers as they get into close combat with the enemy.
Nothing could go wrong there whatsoever.
Nothing could go wrong.
Next up is Dan.
Good evening, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me. Hi, my name is Dan. I will be playing Pindarin Mab Alad. I am a rather gregarious augur and soothsayer from Britannia, but raised and trained in Rome. And my responsibility is the spiritual well-being of the group, and to follow and be guided by the will of the gods. Whether or not this actually happens, we'll have to see.
With, what is it, 9 pietas left, something like that?
Yeah, not a lot at all. If that's a good point. Oh, 11.
11.
Woo, yeah, big numbers.
Yeah. So it will take at least exactly 12 pietas to do anything. Yeah. No. Lawrence, how are you? Frozen.
He is, by the looks of it.
Oh, we were going so well. We were on a roll there.
We were on a roll there.
Shortly. Yeah, I know.
Oh, no, there he is.
There you go. Lawrence, tell us about yourself and your character.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lawrence, and I will be playing Lucius Cassius Aeneas, who is the group's scholar and the face and voice of things when everyone else decides that they'd prefer not to talk to anyone. And I will hopefully be avoiding as much combat as is physically possible, because as we've seen in the past, my skills as such are beyond awful.
You have a 1 in 3 chance of rolling a fate roll. I mean, what could...
Yeah, a 1 in 3 because it's
that
3.
1 in 3. Yeah. You've got to go to basic knife training.
I understand the theory. Doesn't mean I'm any good at it.
There you go. That's what you have Casa for.
Yes.
And lastly, Roger.
Hi, I'm Roger, and I'm playing Titus Sergius, the Rhaetian explorer. He's very good with a bow, but don't ask him to swing a sword. It won't end well. But at least he knows to stick him with the pointy ends, but that's as far as he's got. Not quite as bad as some.
And this is the elite team that Rome has cobbled together to save them from possible disaster. So Aaron has been studying up and knows exactly what happened last time and is going to recap for us now, as it was a while ago.
And me knowing exactly what happened before is probably a slight overstatement, but I will say that since Kaza wasn't present the last time, he was just in the background watching how the rest of the team executed their duties when he wasn't around. So we'll start with Lucius, who was working in the Castra with the remaining legionnaires, helping them move the dead bodies of their fellow legionnaires into the barracks areas, while taking the enemy bodies outside the walls to be burned. And while he was doing this, he was focused on trying to improve the morale of the men, which he did, and working with the new Optio on trying to give him some advice on how to lead men, which also was successful. While all of this was going on, Pindarin rested a little bit, tried to refocus and pray, as well as, and probably far more important, spent a lot of time working with the woman we brought in on creating the herb sacks that he was able to then spread around the perimeter so that when night comes, we won't be once again invaded by the walking dead. While this was going on, Titus went out to scout the enemy positions. He made his way through and ran up upon a couple of forward guards. He was being pretty stealthy. He started to retreat so he could come back and tell us what was going on. He didn't see Kaza in the background watching him evaluating his combat techniques. But unfortunately, the spear woman and the bow woman and spear man noticed him and gave chase. So, I'm not saying it was Keystone Cops like, it was more like Hawkeye like, because Titus ran, stopped, turned, shot, ran, stopped, turned, shot, dropped the spearman, ran, turned, watched the bowman or bow woman come up, look at her fallen comrade, and then shot her in the throat. She died in a pool of her own blood. He then checked over the bodies and was able to prove that they had the same tattoos as the group that waylaid us in the vineyards, bringing some conclusive evidence that these are the bad guys that we're going to be looking for. And we all reconvened for the evening. And that's a rough recap of what happened last time.
Casa also made a quick detour to Polla to get some weapons and armor blessed. And also to warn them about their impending destruction by an army of undead. Who,
it's always a good thing to point
I
out.
believe labelled as mercenaries rather than undead ghouls coming to kill you all. And that's pretty much where we left off. So Casa has returned. What weapons did you get blessed? Weapons, armor, equipment in general?
So he would have got primarily swords, clipiuses, and then for himself the Lorica Hamada and anyone else's armor and weapons that he could manage to get blessed and bring back with him that weren't obviously in use while he was gone.
Yeah, I think he was sent off with a little chum, wasn't he?
Yeah. I think
he was carrying stuff.
One or two centurions went with him on horseback. So anything that fit on the horses could potentially have been taken to Polla, consecrated in the temple, and brought back.
He would have probably brought back a couple of quivers of arrows to make sure that Titus had some blessed arrows. And then, some just general equipment for the rest of the men.
I think I sent back my sword, some armor, and a bunch of arrows.
So, having returned, afternoon is setting in now. What are your plans?
Kaza would probably be, as the afternoon was, he would want to see the men their drills at least one time to see, keep them as a coherent unit, make sure they're defense focused and feeling better about their chances, and then particularly pointing out the fact that the once he was told by Pendaran that the wards had been replaced, that they were much more protected tonight than they were in the previous night.
You also notice that the new Optio seems to have a better hang or a better grip of the situation than the previous one, and is a little less skittish. So the drills are going okay. You could maybe try and boost their morale in some way, but there aren't many of them left now, and they have barracks full of the corpses of their comrades, which is never greatly inspiring.
He's not worried so much. Kaz is not worried so much about their morale, though he understands the importance of it. It's not his job to keep their morale up. It's his job to make sure they know where to put the pointy end of the stick, so to speak. So he's mainly focused on their actual combat drills.
Just to make sure we still remember how this all works, I'm gonna say you can make me. Do you have tactics or anything similar?
Nope. I don't have anything really similar to that. I can just do straight to bellow if you want.
Or command in the Societate.
Yeah, I don't have that either. So I could try it if you want. It's not going to be.
You can try and roll tactics if you want. Your debello's pretty high as it is, so
right.
even
I'll roll
not
my
having
debello.
it, you'll probably do all right.
All right, I got a 10.
Nice. Yeah, they're a little bit shaky to start with, but they're getting into the swing of things. The practice marching seems to be forming up a little bit more organized and disciplined by the end of your training session, and the sword work. It's not great, but it's an improvement. How is everyone else spending their afternoon?
Probably maintaining my equipment and avoiding everyone else. Well, other than telling people, obviously, what I'd found, that I think I know where their base is.
I would take a break and actually get a few hours sleep, considering that it's been a very long couple of nights and days. Before make sure someone wakes me an hour or two before dark and making a final round of the outside of the castra, just to make sure that all the wards are definitely in place. There are wards everywhere that there should be wards, and that there's no gaping holes in the defensive layout that haven't at least had some attempt at being patched. Even if it's not perfect, it's something.
That does seem like a good plan. Yeah, the walls, they're definitely patched in the sense that they're now warded with extra bundles of herbs. However, if an attack were to fall upon them by physical living people, it's gonna be difficult to defend, especially with the limited amount of soldiers at your disposal.
Could we perhaps make fake legionnaires, like mannequins with the dead legionaries' armor on, to make it look like there are more people than there actually are?
I thought you were going to El Cid the dead legionnaires there.
I think that might be rather damaging to morale.
I was going to say, wow, that's no, you could probably mock something up if you want to. Not sure what role that. Well, we'll see. Deceit is a possibility, or
Denatura, because I'm making them out of natural things.
Bit of a stretch, isn't it?
Bits of tree, that kind of thing.
I'd say something in decorpore, because you're physically putting something together.
I would certainly have discussed it with the others. Yeah.
Or crafts in the Ciencia.
Definitely not that.
Otherwise,
I think that would
say
involve me hitting a
probably
thing with a stick.
deceit. This is what.
I don't. That. If I do that, it will just. I won't even put the helmet on. It will just be a sign saying
think-
these are fake people. I've got
You-
3.
Yeah, you could potentially help someone else do it, or get someone else to help you. Put it
I will make
together.
the suggestion, and I can gather resources. I can fetch and carry, but yeah, I will make the suggestion that we do that to deter attackers until reinforcements can arrive.
I can probably actually help organize the creation of them.
There you go. And how are you going about that?
Probably based on
Another option is for both of you or either of you, whoever has best in it. If you're going to get the rest of the Legionnaires
to work on it.
A command.
Probably going to
role.
be me on a command role.
Yeah.
Can I
Possibly
help by finding materials?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
my
So,
knowledge
like
of
foraging for wood or.
Basically, yeah, going out
Yeah.
getting wood for the.
Just really
sticks.
want that Denatura roll, don't you?
well, my knowledge of the human form, I might be
Yeah.
able to make things look a little bit more realistic than a simple wooden stand
Yeah.
with some armor propped on it. But
So yeah, I'd say you can either use the Societati for a command role, or the Ciencia for, well, something in the Ciencia.
I'm probably better off just doing the Ciencia on its own,
Yeah,
to be honest.
on its own, yeah. Unless you have crafts or medicine or something like that. Yeah.
I've got medicine,
If you
not craft.
both roll, we'll take the combined result.
Fair enough.
Okay, what am I
See
rolling
how
on?
it is.
Is Ciencia?
You can roll on the Natura as you're gathering materials, and that'll determine how many Legionnaires can be made, fake Legionnaires, and then we'll see how well they're put together.
And there's a maximum number of dice you can roll, isn't there? I
Yep,
think?
3.
Okay.
So you can make any combination of 3 dice that could be made with a polyhedral dice set.
8.
Oh, I've got a 7.
So yeah, you've got roll a d6, Roger.
Oh dear, one coming up. Oops, that is a D1.
Yeah.
Hey, 6.
Oh, nice.
Oh, there you go.
I actually rolled a D1 before.
And you rolled the maximum, but also a critical fail. Yeah. So all in all, yeah, you end up with about 10 Legionnaires that you can set
Fake
up.
Legionnaires.
Yeah. They're a bit thrown together, and some of them look a bit skew-if.
But from a
and
distance,
they're
they might
very,
be
very
possible.
static, but from a distance, they probably look like they're just manning their stations. So, what is your plan? Are you just waiting for night to come again, or?
Well, after Kaza drills the troops, he'd go hit his bunk for several hours because he doesn't want to be exhausted. Assuming that tomorrow we may actually strike out and strike against the enemy encampment.
Yeah, I think we should definitely go on the offensive.
Yeah, I think my plan would be to spend an hour or two gathering what information from the maps that exist of the surrounding area, what we know, what Titus has been able to locate. Perhaps another talk with the with our new friend to see what she knows or what she can add, and then have at least the beginnings of a plan of where we go in the morning before taking some rest and preparing to probably spend the night half awake, half asleep, on and off, depending on what may happen.
Yeah.
But quite possibly holding on to the Century's horn that I had last night, just in case.
Just in case. that could come in useful. Pandaren, what are you up to?
Well, I completely agree that we need to get on the offensive as soon as possible and kind of get out to this enemy camp, take the fight to them. But I'm also doing whatever I can possible to regain some pietas. And I think when we left it last game, I was actually resting up because I got some additional at the end of last session. So
yeah, I think that's also how you managed to crawl your way back to 11. So.
Yeah, I think
so. Whilst you're resting, though, Euroclaire sort of calls over to you from where she's resting because she still looks very, very tired, and says, "Night's almost here again. Who's gonna mark the road?"
I mark the road.
Well, I've been lacing the road with these bundles of herbs every night to keep the army from marching on it.
Well, we're not going to take the army with us, are we?
Yeah, but they're heading for Polla if given the opportunity, and that's why I've been blocking the road so that they can't get there.
Do we have enough of these herb bags to block the road again tonight?
No, I don't think so. We only had enough to get around the fort,
but you spent part of the day, as I recall, the early part of the day making more with Euroclaire, and Titus foraged for some extra materials. So you've probably, after patching up the defences in your walls, you've probably got some left.
Then I suppose we should make haste and go ahead and get them on the road.
Agreed. We can take some with us as well.
Who's going out into the slowly descending darkness?
Yeah, I'll go and help.
Kaza definitely would, to provide some, defense to the group if necessary.
I'm gonna make sure they're doing it right.
I think on this occasion, Lucius will recognize that he's probably not of massive use at this point, and maybe better staying to bolster whatever happens here and make sure that there is a safe place for the other three to return to regardless.
Yeah, that's
and just be there to take command if the Optio doesn't appear to quite match up to his the abilities we're hoping he's got.
That seems fair.
Also, I'm just at that point, I'm just another body that would need protecting, because you're obviously going to want to hold on to a thing each so they can't touch you. And that's one less that you can lay out to defend the road. And a combat liability in the dark.
Night hasn't quite fallen yet, so it also depends how far you're going to go down the road to. You could, if you hurry and you don't go too far, you could probably make it to the road to Polla and back again before it becomes, well, it'll definitely be dark, but before the usual hour in which the armies of the dead appear.
I'd suggest we carry one of these bags of herbs on our belts, just in case.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, a spare each.
So, Casimir, Titus, and Pandaren are going.
Correct.
Yes.
Okie dokie. Just so I know. Yeah. You'll be racing a bit to get there.
That's okay.
So,
I'm pretty good at riding, so.
are you taking the horses?
Yeah,
I would think so.
It would make things a lot faster.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, everyone can make a De Natura riding roll. Is there anything specific Lucius wants to do about the defenses while they're gone, or just...
Make sure that it's basically just make sure that the watches are properly set. Even make sure that the majority of the troops have actually had a good meal and everything, and they're ready.
Yeah.
And that as far as possible, those that are not on active watch are trying to get some rest, because otherwise they're going to wear out if they're all on. And just sort of gently attempt to raise morale a little bit. Just sort of have a talk and keep try and keep things as normal as possible in the camp.
Do you want to give me an oratory or command roll then?
I could probably do a command roll.
How inspiring you are.
14. 14's always a fun one to try and work out what's best. D8 and D6, I guess. Total of 7.
Yeah. They're not looking too shaky anymore. They're not going to be heroes of legend anytime soon, but they're looking a bit more comfortable in what they have to do. Especially...
That's pretty much the best you could ask for, really, especially considering I'm not a known officer. I'm a bit of a...
Yeah.
They've assuming I'm an officer, but I don't actually... I'm not technically one.
I think, though, after the last couple of nights, they've probably grown to respect you a bit more than the leadership they had, so that plays into it as well. Yeah. However, the ride, Pandaren, can you still give me a De Natura roll?
Sorry, what was the name again?
De Natura. So, and if you have riding, you can add that to it.
Right.
Never know.
No, remember how to use roll 20?
Slash roll 1d12.
Now he's going to roll a 12.
Oh, wrong slash. Sorry.
There's also a dice roller if you look on the left-hand side.
Yeah, I'm just going to use that. I was just thinking that. Oh, shut up. There you go. Oh, Ron.
Roll another d12.
I'm apparently an expert at horse riding.
Apparently. Yeah, feel free to roll another d12.
Oh, fantastic. Okay.
Add that to the roll.
Boom. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So
I'll take that.
Yeah. Titus, you manage to cover the ground fairly easily. Casa, sort of, as you're heading back towards the road to Polo, you cross an area of rougher terrain to cut off a corner and make some time, but the horse stumbles a bit. However, Pindarin rushes past and grabs the reins at the right time to pull your horse in the right direction.
Very wiry old man.
Yeah. And proves to be a significantly better horseman than you assumed.
Much thanks, Pendarin. I appreciate the aid. My horse must be more tired than I thought after the ride back to Paulus.
It's fine.
You,
Italians are natural horse riders.
in the end, you manage to make fairly good time. And you arrive just as it's sort of getting slightly darker, or dark enough that it's becoming difficult to see out. And you are on the road. Because, you know, throwing up a map is usually a sign that everything's going fine.
I don't suspect any ambush whatsoever. So is the plan just to literally like throw these things as like a barrier on the road? Or...
I'm assuming that Pendarin has an idea of how to place them.
So is the camp to the looking at the map towards the top of the map?
The camp that you've come from is towards the right, and you're sort of heading halfway down the road to Polla. Let me bring up that little map with an idea of the area. So you're sort of you're now roughly where the magnifying glass is on it. You've sort of cut off the corner on the road from the Castra to the main road to Polla. Polla being down the bottom inside.
Okay, so the Castra is off to the right of the map.
Yeah,
that we're looking at.
Yeah,
as in the battle map.
So the right
map.
of the map is in this case heading northwards, and the left hand side is heading to the south.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, what if we kind of place a line of them, making them do that? Turn them back around. At least then they're not heading to the camp.
Well, usually they pass by the camp on the way to the road to Polla, if they can't directly assault the camp, which was what happened last night. So they're going to be heading down from the north as well, from where you came from. Basically, they're coming from here, and they're trying to head in that direction towards Polla.
And so, do we think we should just try and turn them around so they're going the wrong way?
I would assume that we would have asked her how she had blocked the road before we left, and just do the same thing that she had done. Was my assumption.
From what Euroclear told you, that is, pretty much basically what she's been doing is blocking the road.
Oh, just blocking
spending most of the night trying to stop any of the sons of Epsilon from unblocking the road.
All right.
Oh, I see. So it's more just a case of just doing that, really.
Hmm.
Although perhaps maybe make a bubble around us as well, so you've got a bit of protection.
Yeah, you can do that.
And then it sounds like we need to stay on position throughout the night to prevent any of the enemies from removing the blockade.
Although maybe rather than putting it all where I did there, trying to delete the old one. There it is. Perhaps kind of put it more here, just so it's a bit more in the open and we can cover it better.
Works for me.
And or maybe the circle more like that, so they can't just walk up to it.
Okay.
Does that sound like a plan?
Sounds good to me.
That's
Kaz is
yeah.
all in.
Lass, this is not my area of expertise, but I trust your judgment.
So,
Because then we could perhaps kind of hide in the bushes either side of the road, while still being surrounded by the protective bubble.
who was on lookout anyway?
Kaza would have been. Because he's got absolutely no expertise in magic or woodcraft, really. So he would have been keeping his eyes peeled.
Okay then. In that case, can Kaza make a sensibilitas roll?
He can. Seven.
Yeah. You spot at least one figure off from the road, watching from the hillside, covered by some bushes. They're just peering over it and
Titus,
watching
my
you
friend.
go about this.
Titus, my friend, do you think you can make a shot to that hillside? We're being observed. You may not hit him, but you may not hit him, but you might frighten him off.
It's definitely long range from where you are, but you could hit him.
You can get him.
I will put a shot towards him.
Yeah.
Just to kind of, at least, if nothing else, try and make him sod off.
Seems fair. Yeah. So you can make a ranged combat roll. The bellow. With if any advantages you have for using bow. In this case, you can roll the natura, can't you?
Yeah, it's the natura instead for the bellow.
Fancy. It's going to be against a difficulty of 12 because he's at long range and very hidden.
That is an absolutely appalling roll.
It's pretty bad.
Oh,
it's far out, but
we don't have a reroll type thing, do we?
I don't think anyone has given you a reroll yet. They all want me to crush you all. I think you're right. Drive you into the dust.
Yeah, there's no reroll mechanic, is there?
Not in the base game.
Not in the game itself. No. I think there's an option if you had just missed by one, you can spend a pietas to to just succeed. But other than that, no. So yeah, the arrow arcs off, lands short, but just
it's
by
not
firing
worth me
at,
using Pietas to hit him, because I could do that, but it's not worth it.
It's only if there's one difference anyway.
Oh no, I've got my ability is I can spend 6 Pietas, roll the same, roll the same
Roll it again,
and add it to what I previously rolled.
Yeah, that is. But yeah, no, but it is enough to, even though it lands short, just the realization that.
And that was not one of my blessed arrows, to clarify.
The figure suddenly darts away, and the bushes sort of shake slightly, but whoever it was has legged it.
Perhaps we should take up concealed positions so we can get the drop on anyone that comes to find us.
We can definitely try, but if that was a forward scout, they're going to know where we're at.
Yeah, but if they don't know exactly where we are,
no, you're right.
Probably gonna help.
It'll definitely help, particularly against any ranged attack that we might fall under.
Yeah. If you want to sort of try to not quite set up an ambush, but at least hide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, conceal our positions.
Yeah.
Because we've got some bushes and stuff, so...
You can roll the Kopori to sort of hide yourself, or something like the Natura hunting.
Oh, I'll go with that.
Sort of thing. Well, just tell me how you're trying to hide yourselves, and I'll tell you what to roll.
I'm using the bushes like I would when I was out hunting to conceal my position from, well, normally animals, but in this case, people.
Mm-hmm. And Kaz, as a soldier, is trained in ambush techniques and stealth, so he's going to use his stealth to.
And Pindaran's gonna pull his cloak over him and go, "I'm invisible."
So maybe kind of hide down just a little bit closer to the bush.
So yeah, you can make a stealth roll as well for Pindaran.
Oh, my rolling is terrible.
Your rolling is terrible.
That's pretty good.
I got a 6.
What's stealth off?
But,
the Kopori.
So just your body stat if you don't have it. But yeah, to be honest though, 6 is like a low level test. Well, I think it's even 3, 6, 8, 9. So
I got a 2.
You're not doing too badly. Yeah, Pindaran sticks out like a sore thumb. It's just sort of swaying back and forth next to a bush with his staff sticking up from behind.
Look, I'm a tree.
Titus has managed to conceal himself quite well, so you can put yourself wherever you want, and you are initially invisible to any ambushes.
I can't move myself.
Okay. We'll soon sort that out. Actually, Maybe I can't get there. Oh, there we go. I was in the wrong layer because I haven't done that in a bit. Oh, set that up wrong. Hello Hello, everyone. Join us for another episode of me setting up Roll20. There you go. You should be able to move.
Cool, I'll go over there, so I'm in the bushes.
Yeah. And Pindaran, you're just sort of... You're standing next to a bush. It's just
Standing
not
to
a
be a
particularly
bush.
tall bush.
I'm
And you're
becoming one with this bush.
particularly taller than the bush in question.
I'm a tall bush.
I am the bush. Trying to hide behind your staff.
It's a stick. It counts.
Back in the Castra, with the Legionnaires on guard, Lucius, can you give me a sensibilitas roll?
Yep. I remember what my sensibilitas is.
7,000. You still roll a 1.
I'd manage it.
I mean, that was pretty much my rolls in the One Ring for all of the Shadow.
That's a 9.
Yep. Some of the soldiers on watch call out just before and manage to scurry under cover just before a small hail of arrows hits.
Fair enough. Which direction are they coming
They're
from?
sort of coming from the northeast.
Fair enough. I will make use of the horn I've been holding on to, and I will sound the. I will effectively sound the call to the stand 2, and heads towards the that corner of the that corner, calling on a couple of the sort of currently off watch soldiers. So I take about 4 with me, and make sure to tell them to bring their pilum.
As you're heading for the area, another small flurry of arrows crashes down as well. It's like at an estimate somewhere between 10 to 16 arrows that lands.
Okay. As I'm going, I will shout the orders to the legionaries to shields up, essentially. Anyone that's out of some form of building or cover, is shields above your head.
After Cassa's training and your words, they react fairly swiftly and manage to protect themselves. Out across the wall, you can't really see anything as it's starting to get dark beyond the fires that have been lit just beyond the wall to sort of light up the area. However, another hail of arrows comes down and sort of skitters along the wall. It doesn't seem particularly well aimed, and it's mostly just being annoying at the moment.
Fair enough. I will. I'll order the sort of soldiers I've pulled out to man the closest towers and to sort of keep watch, but keep their heads down.
Yeah.
If anyone comes close enough to the wall that you can see them and you are clear of your clear target, then they have permission to launch pilum, but only if they have a clear shot. And I will then go and sort of I will head back into the camp to rouse the remainder of the legionary unit and get them stood to together. in case someone decides to try and get in.
As you're doing that, and the rest of the soldiers are sort of gathering around you in the center of the castra. Kaza, or whoever's on watch at the moment, you can
think
make
we're all
another
looking out now.
Sensibilitas. Well, then you can all make a sensibilitas roll.
Sensibilitas.
Sense and sensibilitas.
We'll throw caution to the wind and just roll one die. Get a 9. So not bad.
There you go.
Also a 9.
Also a 9. Wow.
Don't know if Pendaran's looking out or if he's just whistling to
Pendaran's still
himself.
Sorry, I'm trying
pretending
to figure out how
be
to
bush.
what my dice pool because I've got 15. I'm just trying to figure out how to
You
divide
could
it.
do a D12 and a D3.
Yeah, I think you're right. 12, 8. D3. Oh no, I've got to write it, haven't I?
Oh, you should be able to pull up a D3 from there as well.
There's not one on
No,
the
there
list.
isn't one on there. Just roll a D6 and halve it.
Just do that. Cool.
That's 10.
Yeah. So, you all spot
See the large army coming towards you.
a band of brigands approaching. No, they familiar figures sort of moving to and fro between the bushes, but perhaps not as well concealed as they might like to think they are. And they're similar to the groups you've already tangled with, and the people that you saw with Castor initially.
What anomaly is dishing out the rerolls, thank you.
Saving up just for this moment.
I think we're going to need him.
So I think at least Kaza would try to stay hidden and get the drop on him in the hopes that they haven't seen us, even though we've seen them.
They definitely seem to be focused on Pendaran at the moment.
Yeah,
No, I'm the one that
And-
looks the most like the foliage because I have a stick, right?
You also
can I
have
tell-
a really big beard.
What beard? Yeah.
Can I tell which one seems to be in charge?
I'm the wrong layer again. The one sort of here at the back appears to
I'll be
the
lining up a shot, but remaining hidden on him.
Okay. They appear to be drawing closer to Pendaran, sort of like close enough that they could potentially throw spears or charge in.
As soon as one gets within charging distance, Kaza will charge him before he allows him to get anywhere near Pendaran. And he will use his fighter's skill to engage 2 targets at once to try to keep them from moving any closer.
Does anyone want to do any ranged?
Yes. So when Kaza breaks cover and they're nice and distracted and hopefully won't notice me, I'm gonna loose off an arrow
So,
and hope they don't see me because I am in a
Kaza,
well hidden position.
which 2 do you want to pull off? Because they're going to be the ones that won't be able to engage in any form of ranged combat, as well as they don't really know you're there and you suddenly spring up. And
Titus, you're engaging this guy?
No, it's the leader,
This guy
which
here?
I think was this one,
this
wasn't it?
one.
Okay, then so he would charge up and engage these 2 guys here since they're right up front.
Okay. So, yeah, they're going to be suddenly confronted by Casa emerging from the shrubberies to murder them. And
So what you're saying is that it went
Titus-
all the plan because I was the distraction.
Yeah, you
Yes,
were very
that's perfect.
distracting. Titus, you can make a ranged attack. So it's gonna be your
My Denatura plus my bows.
your initial attack's gonna be a 6 against a difficulty of 6.
Because I'm aiming it basically.
Hmm.
I'm guessing. An 8. Oh, God, my rolls are bad.
I mean, still hits, and it's only a 1 plus damage modifier, but it hits. Wait. So you can roll your damage or your bow.
So do the pluses get added afterwards, or?
What pluses do you have?
Oh, sorry, I thought you said it's 1 plus damage or whatever.
Oh, well, it's 1 times damage because the difference
okay.
was 2.
Yeah.
So it's just your normal damage roll. Where is he?
Hey, mighty 2.
92 damage. Okay then. And I will roll for his armor.
Nice. At least the point got through.
So there you go. You did a point of damage.
Aha! Take that, you cur. I'm hoping that. Can you still remain concealed, or is that not how combat works in this?
No, well now you're after this. It's very similar to the One Ring. You're gonna do your initial volleys, and then you'll collide together in sort of separate.
Oh,
duels.
I see. So I have no
It's
choice but
basically
to
pretty
engage
much the
in
same
melee.
system.
Oh, in which case,
Unless you can, if there's enough of them, you're not going to be able to engage enough of them to stand.
Can I use my Pietas ability to actually hit him harder?
And what was that? You can double.
I can
re-roll your
basically
damage again.
re-roll my attack and add it to the previous one.
So your attack itself, then.
Yeah. So I might get
from
more
right
dice.
at the start, which you've already rolled and gone through damage.
Oh, okay. that's my one trick. That's
Yeah. What do the people in chat say? Shall we let Roger do that? Non-anomaly's gone off to make dinner. No. I think you'll have.
I'm sure
to
it'll be
hold
okay.
back for. Yeah.
We're 3 hardcore sword and board fighters. I mean, this is gonna be a cakewalk.
This is We all know that Cassa's gonna behead 2 people at once in the first round of combat.
One. Not with the rolls I've been getting tonight. I'll get a 3 on this roll.
Pandaren, are you making any ranged attacks?
I have a sling. Is that in range?
Yes. Yeah.
Then I'm gonna give it a go. I don't know what.
You're also going to be rolling against a difficulty of 6.
Let's see.
And who are you attacking?
Yeah.
Well, it will have to be the closest one, which is
one of these 2 is who I
the other
will
one.
say, because the other 2 have been ambushed by Cassa. So
don't have the sling skill. So what's it off?
It's just off of your debello. So just roll debello.
Aye. Fun. Oh, 8.
Wow.
Hey,
so
get a roll again.
debello again. How are you doing this? It must be the magic finally.
13.
It's a full moon.
So yeah, 13. So that's difference of 7, which will probably be 3 times, I think. Let me just
It
pull
is
up
3
the-
times, yeah.
3 times. So you can triple your amount of damage dice, basically.
Okay.
How
I'll
much
do that. I'm
damage
not sure.
does it do?
Hold on, character sheet.
Oh wait, I still need to do something. Actually, I don't think they have.
Sling is a
act-
damage of
you have
3.
to take
Sling, damage
2 off
3.
of that, so it's gonna be 2 times. Yeah, you can double it because of the shield clippers. Although does that work? Yeah, that does work in range. Yeah. So yeah, double your 3 to a 6. You can either roll it as 2 3s, 3 2s, 1 6.
I'll roll it as a 6. 6.
Okay.
Pandaren is the man.
Pandorinus, yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Do you get
I'm
fate
blessed by
rolls
the
on
gods.
damage?
Yep, the gods
I
are
think so.
watching.
You get fate rolls on damage rolls as well, don't you?
I think so.
Yeah, so you can roll your d6 again.
It's a full-on David and Goliath moment here.
Yeah. Okay then. Wow. So what's that? 8 damage?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It hits, and it hits hard. It hits
Right between the eyes.
yeah. As they're coming charging forwards towards you with spear and shield in hand, like the stone somehow manages to get past the shield and smack them straight in the side of the face, and blood spurting down across their face, and they're looking a bit dazed just under the helmet ridge. Not looking good. However, at the same time, these two are going to throw spears at you. So that oh no, one of them's gonna sling you. So the one you just hit, roughly as you're preparing your sling, is doing the same to you. I'm pretty sure that's not going to hit though. So because it would also have been a 6. And then the other one. It's throwing a spear. I think that. Do you have a shield or anything?
Who are you asking?
Pandaren.
No.
That was the initial only person that they could see.
Ah,
Well, I'm sure it'll be fine. You know, I've got no armor or anything.
just a flesh wound.
I'm not worried at all.
Just a flesh wound, yeah. Trying to think. Do you have like a parry rating? It's just against the thingy. The normal to hit, isn't it? So yeah, then that's gonna hit you. It's only gonna do
Okay.
1 times damage, but it will probably hurt unless I roll really badly. As a spear comes hurtling over Cassa's head and arcs down towards you, and sort of just scrapes you by, but cuts through your shoulder, doing 2 damage unless you have any form of armor on that you can resist it with.
No armor.
No.
Eleven.
That being said, everyone's gonna hurtle together into close combat. So I'm gonna, because you semi-ambushed your attackers, I'm gonna let you sort out where you want people to go. There's 2 on Casa that he's engaged
I will go
before
last.
they could even throw their spears or hold their slings.
So I think Kaza would probably go ahead and since he charged up, he would probably go first to try to see if he can even the numbers out a little bit. Do either one of the 2 that he's engaged with, is one of them wearing less armor or not? I mean,
Yeah,
the picture.
this one is sort of, they look very young. They're basically mostly just carrying a clippus and a sicker and a spear and a sling. The other one looks significantly more kitted out, much like the other Illyrians that you saw earlier, with a helmet, body armor.
Okay. In order to try to take it down to just a 3-on-3 fight, as he charges up, Kaza will just swing out at this kid who definitely showed up for the wrong fight, and see if he can't put a hurting on him with his sword.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Got an 11, which is not
This a
great.
5, so it hits. Goes up to a 7 with the clippus. So the difference is gonna be. Let me think.
4.
4 is a 2
Times 2.
I think. Yeah.
Yep, times 2.
Times 2.
Okay.
So just enough to double up your damage.
So let's hope for a good roll here. 12 points of damage.
Yeah, that'll do it. What happens?
So he charges up. He's got his shield up towards the more heavily armored guy, and almost seems like an afterthought as he's running up, he just slides his sword in up under the rib cage of this other kid, puts a slight tilt on it, and then just kind of flicks it down and flicks the kid away and onto the ground as he turns to face the other one and says, "You made a bad choice here today."
Yeah, he drops to the floor and he will bother you no more. Titus and Pandaren, who are you engaging?
So quick question. Can I, now that one of the 2 I was engaging is dead, can I take up two other guys? Like instead of
at the start of next round, you could draw another one off to you.
Perfect.
So which of them looks squishier than others?
This one over here that Pandaren hit with the stone looks pretty much almost done for. There's just blood
Okay, what about the
pouring
two at
over
the back?
there.
I was gonna try.
They look very similar to the one that is still engaging Casa. They're pretty well armed, pretty well armored, and they look like they're experienced warriors.
Balls. Okay. Well, I guess I'll leave the one that Pendaren hit for Pendaren, and I'll go for that one.
Okay.
No, it's okay. You can hit my one if you want.
Yeah, but then you'll have to hit one of those.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll happily take the one that's barely alive and let you take on the others.
Knowing Dan's luck with his rolls tonight, he'll just fake
Actually, we
roll
probably
through
should
all
let
of
Dan
it,
go
just
through it.
whack him with the stick. Yeah.
Did Blessed Foresight do?
I believe you can use it to reduce your damage or re-roll attack. Get your opponent to re-roll. Let me have a look quickly. I know it's a pretty good skill for combat.
Once per Tempest, the Augur may force an opponent to repeat a debello roll made against them.
Yeah.
The Augur must keep the second
Yeah.
result if it's better than the first.
Andy. Okay.
So
So, yeah.
basically, you can see if he hits you first, and then hope that you can make him not hit you, or hit you worse. But yeah, Titus, how are you going about taking on the person who is clearly in charge?
Well, I'm assuming I'm not allowed to shoot him as I run in, so I guess it's going to be up to the sword. I have a, what's it called? Gladius.
Pointy stick.
It's technically, it's it's a sword.
Yeah.
Not sure how it
Sword.
works exactly, but I have one. Oh yeah, so
Well, We'll
I'll have my
find out.
Gladius and Palmer out.
Okay. That's the little shield, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, as you come rushing up with your Gladius and shield in hand, he twists to engage you, pulls back his spear, sort of stab over his shield at you. Fairly unsuccessfully, I imagine, when you roll against it.
Oh, do I roll against it?
Yeah.
The one who gets
Basically,
the
it's a
better roll
roll
is
off
the
from the
attacker.
one who gets, pretty much. Which reminds me, we still had to do a second roll for your second attacker / defender. Do that in a second.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he just manages to brush aside your knife, and the
can I
spear
re-roll it?
looks like it's going to go in.
You don't
You
need to because
need to.
you've
Okay.
Because your shield just comes up in time and deflects it off to the side, and you're sort of pacing around each other after that, having sidestepped death for now. Yeah, I'll go back to Casa because we still need to do your second attacker.
Yep.
Who does get a bonus 5 to their roll. This one, yeah, he comes in with his spear ready and
Boom.
looks like he's gonna get you, but Casa knows what he's up to, and
And he just grins over his shield at the guy, like, I'm coming for you.
do you want to spend any pietas to read?
No, not for this
Roll
guy.
your
I'll wait. We'll wait till next time.
Okay. Pandaren. Who are you fighting with?
Sling. I'll go for that. The bloody
You
guy.
can't sling, you've got to engage.
You're gonna,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, I know it's annoying.
There's
I wish
too
we
many
could
of
do
them,
range.
and they're swarming around you.
I've got a huge. Oh no, my cudgel does more damage. I will take a swing with my cudgel slash
Who are you
stick.
fighting?
I'm guessing that
Yeah,
one.
go for the same one.
Yeah. Oop. Okay. So roll your debello for your cudgel. She comes in with a sicker knife and tries to sort of ram it into your gut from behind her shield.
It looks like my luck is finally failing me.
You can.
You've got to
get her
re-roll.
to re-roll it. Oh, you
I
also have
I
re-rolls.
have that reroll. I will use my reroll. C'est la vie.
So yeah.
Should have quit while I was ahead.
You don't necessarily re-roll, Dan. You force your opponent to re-roll.
Oh,
No,
no,
that
no,
was
he's
my-
got a
Oh no,
reroll.
that
That
was
was my
Alright.
his
thingy reroll.
gifted re-roll. Because for the other one, I think, do you have to spend pietas for that, or can you just?
I don't know, but yeah, let's
I
force
guess
in the
the-
opponent
it's
to make a
worth it.
reroll.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't require it. I don't
No,
think.
I think it's your god's.
Yep.
It
God's
is.
gift.
Yeah.
It is your talent in combat. You can. It's once per session. That's all.
Fine. It's fine.
Is it okay then?
Fine.
I'm gonna say, as it stands now, the difference is 5, so the modifier is gonna be 2 times the normal damage, which is all right. I think a sicker is 3. 4. Okay. So I'm gonna roll 2d4s, and we'll see. Yeah. The knife cuts into your side, and you take a whopping 5 damage. Remember, when your damage also reaches your load, you're going to start getting very tired as well.
Well, can I do my thing to get him to reroll that?
You could have for the initial attack, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Do you want me...
Is that right?
Roger didn't get to after damage was rolled, so
Okay, all right, fair
I feel
enough.
like it's only fair if...
So, okay.
Remember it for next round. And the final one, I'm gonna say you can choose between yourselves who gets to fight him.
Kaz will take him.
Probably sensible.
Yeah, I think so.
Taking into account that the last person's roll was 11.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He's going to get hit. I mean, there's almost no way not to get hit. But
So yeah, from between the bushes, one final attacker comes charging through, sort of pushes aside the corpse of his comrade as he falls, and launches a spear at you. So what have I got in total then? 2d6 and an 11. Write that up. Can't really roll the d11, can I? I'll go for a d10. There we go.
13, huh?
Yeah, didn't go too great.
Oh, crap on a stick. I will call down to Mars, calling upon his blessings using 6 Pietas, and get a 22 in total.
Ooh. Yeah. So, as he comes in, the spear launches forwards, and it seems for almost an eternity like it's just gonna go straight into your throat. But at the last moment, with almost lightning reflexes and a ray of sunshine, the last rays of the day falling upon Casa, he spins around and slashes out. Yeah, so 22, 13, that's gonna be a 9, is 3 times damage. Oh, -2 is still 3 times damage because it's a 7.
Oh, crappy roll. 7 points of damage.
And yeah, the Seeker slices across his arm and into his chest a little bit beyond the thingy, and you can see some blood there. Nah, he's howling in pain a bit, but growling at you. Okay, so next round, you've already drawn 2 off, so you can pick amongst yourselves whoever goes first.
Go on, Aaron.
Kaza will looking at the guy that that just rushed up at him with the spear. He'll strike out at that guy. We'll see.
And I forgot to roll his armor as well. Silly me. But kind of deserved it.
All right. Nah, terrible roll, but
10. Yeah. Swords and shields are exchanged and ring off each other as he brings his shield up just as your sword goes in.
Actually, I'm gonna spend my reroll from non-anomaly. Thank you very much, and reroll that, if that's okay.
Yep.
Oh my god. The curse of the reroll.
Yeah. Somehow you just drop your sword on the floor. Repeatedly.
Oh
gets
man, that's
stabbed.
just the worst of luck.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So you've got to clip us as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So makes it 5. Difference is 4, so 2 times damage. Yeah. Spear goes in. Just check on a spear. Ooh. That's going to be painful. I hope you have some good armor.
I mean, I'm wearing a Lorca Hamada, so protection 5. Oh, of course you're getting 11. All right, let me roll this.
If you roll a 5, it could all go well for you.
Nope, 3.
Right. So yeah, the spear manages to just get in. And then the second one, as you're hit by the spear, comes charging towards you again, tries to sort of thrust in at you as you're distracted. And what did I roll again? A 9.
Yep.
Just seeing how I'm gonna divide that up. Suppose the same way.
Okay.
Ooh. Comes hurtling in, and even injured, you see it in time, and your shield just goes up in time to block it. Your sword swings around, but his shield also comes up, and you're still in this sort of standoff with these two Illyrian warriors. Who's next?
I guess I can if Dan wants to wait for last.
Yeah, I'll wait till
will,
last makes.
I will flail and hope at the guy.
That's an option.
I'm honest about what I can do.
I mean, you know, sometimes it works. It usually works when it just because it's something entirely unexpected and it's very hard to defend against.
I will use the reroll non-anomaly gave me in a vain attempt to not get double damage against me.
And another double one.
No, and get 5
okay.
exactly the same.
Exactly the same result.
Jesus.
It was meant to be.
The curse of the rerolls. It always goes badly.
So your Palmer raises it to a 6 for your defense.
Oh, it wouldn't have doubled it, would? Oh, bollocks! I thought he was getting double damage. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bothered re-rolling because he got so high. Shit.
Well, yeah, true.
Because I wasn't going to bother
true.
because I was just trying to avoid the double damage.
No. So
Shitballs.
just manages to sort of veer it off a little bit as it comes cutting in towards you. Which is not to say that it won't hurt incredibly, because it still does 5 damage, but you can use your armor against that.
So a D5.
Yeah.
Of course.
Your armor barely sort of turns the tip. Very sharp tip of your spear aside,
how
and
do
it
you
cuts into you.
Damage?
Basically,
You just-
I think I count
backtrack
down,
it
don't I?
from
Yep.
backtrack it, and the moment it meets your endurance, your load, you're going to be encumbered. And
Yeah, I'm still not encumbered, but
exhausted. I can't remember what it's called in Lexicon.
whatever. Yeah, I'm fine at the moment.
But there you go. Whatever weary is from the One Ring, but in Lex Arcana. And then finally Pindaran.
Woohoo!
You're still
Okay. Well, I'll take another whack with my cudgel.
Yep.
To bellow. Have at it. 6. Oh no, wait.
I rolled a 6, you rolled a 5.
Oh yeah, okay. Shucks. I'll do the reroll, please.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll do that now.
So you're getting me to re-roll, yeah?
Yes, please.
Okie dokie.
You probably will roll higher. In fact, I think that might be likely. No, my luck at the moment. How it's changed.
Good roll. Oh,
Ah, there we go.
Okay.
That's a bit better, isn't it?
I think I was meant to do that. But
Yeah.
there you go.
Never mind.
Yeah. So yeah, you don't have a shield or anything?
No,
No. Not necessary.
I don't know. The gods will protect me.
Yeah. So the knife comes in again, and this time slashes towards sort of your top of your torso, your chest area. That's the one. For 3 damage. And if you have any armor, now would be the time to use it.
Nope. So what's the encumbrance rule again? Sorry.
Basically, the moment your wounds reach your load,
Encumbrance.
yeah,
Where's that?
yeah, your encumbrance, everything you're carrying. But I think for Pandaren, it's pretty low. Let me have a look. I will bring it up for the people at home, and we can all have a look. Yep. So yeah, you have 13 hit points,
Not anymore.
which have been steadily going down, and you
Yeah.
have a total of 3 encumbrance from your cudgel, sling, and
Okay.
cudgel.
So I'm on 3 wounds.
And you're on 3 encumbrance. So this is the point where they meet.
So when you're fatigued, you can only
Yeah,
roll a
you're-
dice pool equal to the number of hit points you have. So the most you can roll is a D3.
Ooh, okay. We're fine.
TPK in the woods.
I have
Save
faith.
them all.
I have faith in the gods. They will protect us. Okay. Oh no, so that will affect me using magic as well.
Yeah, until you heal up, it's going to affect everything you use. Unless you start dropping stuff. You can also do that
Okay.
to lower
Drop
your
my knife.
encumbrance. Yeah. And then we're back round to the top, I think. So they seem to be like at the moment they look confident. They feel like they're getting the upper hand here.
It's because they
Yeah.
are.
Are they though?
Yes.
yes, okay, they are. Yeah. Back at the Castra, Lucius, the arrows have sort of stopped now, but you're being called to the walls again by some of the legionnaires. Lucius. Can you hear me? No. Lawrence.
Lawrence?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Oh,
Yes.
There
Yes,
we
we
go.
can.
Sorry,
There you go. Yep.
I got a little bit stuck there
Yeah.
on mute. So
Seemingly
Yeah.
we're all out of practice tonight.
no, this was technical rather than
Oh,
anything else.
okay.
So
yeah. Some of the legionnaires come and get you and call, or at least are calling you to the wall.
I will head over.
Hmm.
Is this the same location or is this a different
Yeah,
part of the wall?
it's the same side. The arrows seem to have stopped now. And as you climb to the top of the wall, which doesn't take you too long because it's basically just a raised up platform on a bit of wood. Yeah, you can look out, and just within the area lit by the torches outside the Castra, you see the slow march of the undead armies that have plagued you the various nights before. They seem to be completely ignoring the Castra now, which indicates that the herbs are probably having their effect. However, riding alongside them is a familiar figure that you've seen before and talked to before.
Yeah.
The Illyrian known as Castor, and he appears to be leading a small band of what look like Illyrian soldiers, and they're marching together with this army.
Fair enough. Are they, so if they're within the torchlight, are they sort of vaguely visible,
Yeah.
or fairly clearly visible.
Yeah, they're definitely visible enough. Yeah.
Fair enough. In which case, I will call the remaining legionaries to the wall, and I will order a round of Pelham into
Okay.
what appears to be the living ones.
Yeah.
Just a single volley.
Can you give me either a tactics roll or a command roll? So tactics is the bellow, and
I can give you a command roll
yeah,
rather than the tactics
Oh.
roll.
Yeah.
Yep.
As the legionnaires hurry up to the walls, clamber up, and prepare their pillars, drawing them back.
Oh no. That's a grand total of a 4
Yeah.
off of 14.
They hold them with great effort.
But not a huge amount of
still-
accuracy.
Yeah, but still fall short. And you can almost see the figure on the horse sort of scoff as he keeps marching this small band of Illyrians alongside this larger contingent of silent Illyrians, and they move on off towards the road and into the night.
Fair enough. I will, at this point, sound on the horn. I will sound the charge followed by the retreat on the horn as loud as I can manage it. And hopefully the others will get some form of warning.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say, for kindness' sake, that they hear a distant horn blowing. But after that, Lucius and everyone, but especially Lucius, you hear another horn sound further back into the sort of forested area where Titus was scouting out the enemy positions earlier. That sounds, and this one almost shakes your soul as you hear it, and it feels kind of hollow, but it sounds out over the entire distance to Casa and Pandaren and Titus, who are fighting, but also all across the Castra. Back at the fight, as you're fighting, and swords are ringing, shields are clashing. Yeah, you hear this initial charge and retreat sounds that definitely Casa would understand, but all of you would recognize as a Roman horn sounding some kind of message. And then after that, this strange, shrill, hollowed out tone that rumbles in your very soul.
We need to finish this fight fast, gentlemen, and fall back to the Castra.
I'm trying.
If ever there were a time that you could use some more rerolls.
We should not run away from our enemies.
But we're not,
And next week You.
Next week, TPK.
Yeah. Will that be next week? Well, I suppose
That'll be this
Lucius
week.
will survive. That's yeah. So who wants to go first?
I guess Casa will give it a go again.
Casa.
He's going to strike out at the same
Don't
the
forget
same
you-
adversaries.
yeah. Ooh,
Okay, I got a chance here.
That's yeah.
13.
So his Clippus raises it to a 8.
So I'm going to actually.
So
He calls down, recognizing the real serious danger we're in. He calls down with the last of his inspiration for Mars's blessing, burns the last of that divine light out of himself, taking him to 0 pietas.
Ooh, that's not good.
And but he's going to try to finish this guy.
Yeah.
So he gets a total of 30 against his 8.
8. Does it go
That's
that
times
high?
6.
I think it's just times 6.
Okay. He's trying to make a statement here.
I will say if you roll high enough, I'll knock over the excess damage onto the next one because that's yeah. That's
26
26.
points of damage.
Okay, yeah.
So you almost see Casa glowing red as the sword literally bisects this guy in half. Torso and legs just fly in opposite directions.
Right. I'm gonna roll some armor just to see what excess damage goes up. Okay then. So that's 23. The other one hasn't taken any damage so far yet. Yeah. So the first one is just bisected and sword keeps going and cuts into the second one. He's not quite dead, but he is brutally badly injured. And like his next swing at you becomes quite hasty. So you can roll again as you fight the last one.
I'll let you roll first. I seem to do better that way.
It's
But maybe not. Maybe not this time. Nope.
Come on, you can. It just
That's so bad. Oh my god.
It just sort of scrapes in and catches you. 5 damage.
So I take
Your
1.
armor. Yeah. So it just sort of clips you and cuts in, but he's looking almost dead as well.
So
Sort of kneeling almost on one leg and just thrusting his spear at you, trying to keep you back.
and he looks up at the one who Pendaran is facing off against and just bellows out, "You're next."
Pandora looks up. What, me? Did I do-
That's fine. I got him. Blood dripping everywhere. Possibly my lower intestines hanging out.
Okay, so who's up next, Titus or Pandaren?
Oh, Titus.
All right,
You can
I
do it,
will
Titus.
continue flailing wildly.
Yeah, sure.
Oh no.
How did you manage? I was like, wow,
It's
I rolled
'cause
low this time.
It's because unfortunately I wasted my reroll last time, not realizing that I wasn't getting double damage.
Come on, the Sharadel. You know you want to give Roger another reroll. surely got to have saved up some.
No, I think they just want a
Do you
TPK.
have anything you can use for that?
No, unfortunately, that's why I tried to use my. When I realised, I tried to use my ability earlier.
I was
He's
only
got a- he's
joking
got
about
a-
the reroll.
Oh, can I use it?
Yeah. I'm sure Roger appreciates it.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
thank you very much for the reroll. I win just, I think.
Mhm. But yeah, I was just gonna say, but with the clipper
Shield.
it's still just sort of.
I still do nothing.
Yeah.
But he doesn't do anything to you either.
No. So there you go. Because otherwise you would have got hit, as he has a +2 parry and you only have a +1. So there you go. You just sort of bounce off each other as swords are exchanged. Pandaren. You ready?
Let's do this. I'm going to roll a d3. Or a d6 and a half. Let's do that. 2! Yeah, I'm going to get you to re-roll. Do it.
Okay. Hey, it's lower.
It's lower. It's not the one I was hoping for, but fine.
So yeah. Well, did you get a 2? Difference is 4. It's still 2 times damage.
Yeah. I'm dead.
Not immediately dead. I mean, they can save you if they hurry.
Okay, so Pandaren receives a rather nasty gash to his throat. Blood spurts out, spraying his opponent, and he slumps to his knees, almost with a look of surprise and shock at the blood on his hands, thinking, where were the gods? And then he just kind of slumps sideways, blood pooling around him.
Yeah. And now they definitely feel like they've got you. Even though clearly they're, poor old Pandaren. Let me just have a look. I think you class as dying now, but not immediately dead. Yep. I just need to know how many rounds. Yeah, basically you need to receive a successful first aid roll within a short period of time, or you're gonna bleed to death from that gushing bloody wound in your throat. But you're lying
Good
there
times.
unconscious now.
Yeah, I'm not going to worry about that. I mean, that's not.
And yeah, that
It's merely a flesh wound.
bolstered by their success, they rush in towards Casa.
It's rude, but okay.
Casa, what are you gonna do?
So, which one of the two that I'm now facing looks the worst off?
They both look like pretty much another hit will take them out.
Are they both armored the same and carrying shields?
This one's pretty much armored the same way as the initial one was that you killed, so just Clipper's shield.
I strike out at them then.
Yeah.
But I'll let you roll
They
first.
also don't look like half the confident fighter that
14.
yeah, that'll hit. So versus 9, that's a 5, 2 times damage. Yeah, as they come rushing in, your sword just cuts out. I'm being left-handed again. I suppose it'd be that way then.
8 points of damage minus whatever armor roll.
Yeah, they come rushing in, bolstered in confidence by having as far as they're concerned, slain Pandaren, and laughing as they come, with the Sicker ready to take Casa out and just get cut straight across the throat and fall sort of to the floor, gushing blood from their throat, and their head twists in the same direction as Pandaren, as you've both locked eyes with roughly the same injury.
I pull my sword back, point the bloody blade at the guy who's still standing barely. I said,
Yeah.
You should have run when you had a chance.
It's too late for that now, as he's already down on one knee. What did I roll? The 7? Just do that. There you go. He stabs out with his spear towards you.
Oh, that's a pretty good roll.
Yeah. It's my week, apparently.
Boom! 15.
Yeah.
Kaza just blocks it. He's like,
your
not your
shield
day.
comes up, your sword goes in, but it just rolls backwards a little bit, still hobbling on one leg. Titus, you feeling confident? No, yes.
Titus, you're up.
Yeah.
So, just too busy thinking, and this is how Titus dies.
Then, yeah, that would be great. Then,
Like I said,
yeah, it could still go horribly wrong for me. I've had a few bad rolls.
unlikely.
Just one more. So, yeah, no, you still
I still
seem
deflect it because of my
equally,
thingy.
yeah, you still seem well
It's
measured.
alright. I just need to survive long enough to get Kaza to kill it.
Yeah. Otherwise, Kaza has to choose between the two of you who he will save.
Or if he
And-
engages both of them, I can step back and shoot him.
That's the plan. Well, I was going to say step back and go try to heal Pandaren.
Yeah, so next round
I
comes
don't
up.
think you want me to try and heal Pandaren.
What
I'm
are
sure
you
you're
gonna
better
do?
than I am.
Well, I'll
So,
take any options at the moment.
I think I'm rolling a D3 to try that.
Oh, was it against
If
the?
you fail,
That's
no one
nice.
else can try to save Pandaren.
If they fail their healing roll, I die. No pressure.
Yeah. Pretty
So,
much.
I
so
mean,
what you're
what-
saying is we need to get him on a horse and ride back to the Castra very fast.
You have a short while, which is not specified. And I
do the
assume
healing roll,
that's
do the healing
for
roll, do the
this
healing roll.
exact reason.
So then Kaza would he'll move in to engage both of these.
I'll move
While
the
doing-
corpses.
While doing so, he yells out to Titus, "Get Pandaren on a horse and get back to the Castra. I'll be right behind you as soon as I finish these two."
So can I move out of combat now? He's up.
Yeah, you can disengage now because like Pandaren's shield, Casa's shield slams out towards the one on you, and he's sort of drawn away from murdering you and has to defend himself against Casa, giving you the time you need to break back. So you could either do a ranged attack on one of them, or run off with Pandaren, who's bleeding.
I do a ranged attack and move to Pandaren with the rest. That's my, fighting
you
retreat.
can move towards Pandaren. You could put him next to that and then do a ranged attack, but you won't be able to stick Pandaren on a horse this turn. Then
Next turn they'll be dead.
Yeah, I'll move do that because trying to save both ideally.
Yeah, sure. So who's gonna go first then?
So should I make the ranged attack roll?
I think that would be safest for Casa.
Hmm.
Ooh,
Oh, they're both pretty hurt though. But
Oh, that didn't work. Another.
1 second.
I'm assuming that's not going to hit, so I'm going to use my ability to actually try and do something. So I'm going to spend my pass.
Yes.
And roll that again.
I'm pretty sure next season will be and a bunch of new investigators come to find out what happened to Polla and all
so
of the
my attack roll becomes 21.
yeah, that'll hit. Yeah, so that's gonna be.
And I'm thinking that if I can that one, because I was fighting him and he pissed me off because he stabbed me.
Gonna be a 21, right?
Yeah.
5 times.
nice.
Don't get too excited, Aaron. It's me rolling.
Still, minimum of 5, right? So
I mean,
That's
if you'd
still
have kept
pretty
that
good.
one, I'd have said you hit.
Oh shit!
I think he might be flying back pinned to a tree or something.
Yeah, what
That's
happens to
nice.
him? That arrow definitely hits, and I'm not even going to roll for armor because it doesn't really matter.
As he's shouting, I put the arrow through his throat, so it actually goes up through his throat and pokes out the back of his head, covering the other guy in his brain matter.
nice.
And he drops down. Yeah.
And that was
with-
this one. That's the one I was fighting.
Yeah. With no more sounds other than gurgling and yeah, the air escaping his lungs. Casa. The last one is still sort of semi-kneeled. He can't really get away. Doesn't have the strength left. And he's just trying to keep you at bay with this spear, whilst holding the shield kind of behind him to try and protect himself from Titus.
Have at it. Let's see how he does. I much prefer when you roll first.
Apparently.
Yeah. that
Oh
makes me
yeah, I
sad.
can
Then
see why.
I didn't even get a good roll, but 8.
Yeah.
So difference
so
of-
versus
it's just-
5 is just a normal 1 times damage, but it probably won't matter.
Crap. We drag it out some more.
Yeah, he's still trying to hold on. At this point, he's also trying to get away, but very slowly moving away back towards the shrubs.
If we're engaged, he tries to pull back. Do I get an attack on him? I can't remember. No.
Not really, because you can follow and keep.
Titus, kill him. Let's go.
You can let him go as well. Pindaran's
Okay, so the
life
plan is what?
ticking away.
Murder the guy and then get thingy on a horse.
Yeah, as you murder him, Kaza runs around, grabs Pindaran, and gets on a horse. It goes to get on a horse with him and lead Pindaran's horse back. So he's cradling Pindaran on his horse.
Okay, you want me to shoot him? All right.
Oh yeah.
Don't
They
get
tried
too
to kill us.
excited. Oh, 10. Not bad.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Just flat damage, I'm guessing.
Yep. Actually, no, it'll
Ooh.
be 2 times. Because it was a 4, so yeah.
9 damage.
Yeah. How's this one die?
So he's running away, isn't he?
Yeah, well, he's sort of backing off mostly because he can't run at the moment.
All right. As he's backing off, kind of spear raised, I just shoot him through the throat. Just, unceremoniously, like I'd put down a deer to, drop it. I literally just put an arrow straight through the throat, and then give Hazar a hand hauling Pendaren onto a horse so he can get going.
Slumps to the floor, and everything around you goes quiet except for a distant ringing of boots hitting the ground and hooves stomping. But yeah, as you reach Pendaren, unconsciously somehow managed to get a hand to his throat, and there's still blood coming out between his fingers. But yeah, if you're gonna try and get back to the Castra on time, someone give me a De Natura ride roll.
No pressure.
No pressure whatsoever. Yeah, you still got to get first aid roll as well at some point. But
Titus, or how are you at writing? I'm on a 12.
I think Titus should be pretty good at it.
To be good at what?
Riding.
Right.
You'd hope so, but it's me.
What have you got?
What in ride?
Yeah.
Nothing.
De Natura ride.
My
you can
flat
roll
De Natura is 18.
That's
Yeah,
pretty good.
okay.
But it's me, so 5. I did warn you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
How you feeling, Dan? Confident, yeah.
That I might receive another brain injury, and then just die.
As I see Titus faltering on his horse, can I grab a hold of it and try my own ride check to get
Yes.
us moving?
But if you fail this one, then you're not gonna get back to the Castra in time.
I do have one reroll, so
As
Oh,
it
yeah?
is,
Okay.
I will use it to try to save
because of
Pendaren
the
if necessary.
delay, it's gonna be harder to apply first aid to Pendaren because he's already lost a lot.
I'm assuming
of blood.
first aid is Deciencia.
Yeah, it is.
Deciencia
Yeah, I'm not very good at that.
Yeah.
It is
I'm
first
all-
aid, isn't it?
I was able to do
Specifically?
it to myself.
I'm a solid 5 in Deciencia. So, all right, here's my ride check. Here's my reroll for my ride check. You're gonna die, Pendaren. I'm sorry, buddy. I tried.
That's all right. That was fucking brilliant.
The 7's not too bad, actually.
I'm afraid you're victim of my rolling.
You get back to the Castra, and Pendaren is looking even paler than usual. Basically, his face is as pale as his beard, and his hands loosened its grip on the wound. There's not even a lot of blood coming out of it anymore. As you just sort of rush through the gates, they were expecting you after Lucius's horn. Titus comes in behind you. Yeah.
Lucius, save Pendaren if you can.
Okay.
It's gonna be extra difficult because of the difficulty in getting Pendaren here on time.
Yeah, I guess.
It's all right. You can say because of our ineptitude.
Yeah. I'm gonna say the difficulty.
Well, it should be a 9, given that he's
Yeah.
dying. That's a standard first aid.
Yeah.
Difficulty.
I'm gonna say we'll knock it up to an 11
Okay.
because of the significant delays in getting him.
Okay, so I have medicine. I have reasonable DC and 17 D10, D4, D3.
And Darren, you can almost see the gods in front of you now. You can't hear
Heading towards the
anything
light,
around
man.
you. Yeah.
13.
The whole
13.
place has gone quiet. And then just at the last moment you feel something cold across your neck, and it drags you back. Even though at this point you probably didn't want to go anymore, and you just suddenly your entire body feels freezing. But Lucius Pendaran suddenly coughs in front of you as you're applying first aid to his neck wound.
Yeah.
And
A tourniquet around the throat is not the best idea, but if it keeps your blood in, I don't care.
the slightest tinge of like pink returns to his skin as well, and the deathly grey has receded just enough.
How do you get degrees of success for this?
Yeah, it's so it's a 13 to an 11, so it'd still be 1 times. So it just gets 1 hit point back.
Yeah, because I'm thinking I might call upon my divine protection and try and boost him.
Yeah, you can do that. So
if I spend 6 pietas, I can do a
1 to 3
roll
is 1
again.
level of success. 4 to 6 is 2 levels of success. 7 or more is 3 levels. And so yeah, you're gonna add hit points for that.
In which case, I will, as I'm stitching, I am muttering invocations to Minerva, going, he will not be joining you anytime soon. That's another 8, so a total of 21.
Yeah, you're gonna. So it's gonna come back with 3 hit points, basically.
Yep, and counts as treated, which means he'll heal a bit faster.
Yes, but a bit faster is still a question of days and days.
Yes. He is going nowhere anytime soon.
But Pindoran is laid out on a cot in the Castra and mumbling to himself in his half comatose state. You're at least certain that he's still alive. However, having retreated away from the road to Pola, you can also be certain that the road will probably be cleared tonight. And Irakleia approaches you and says, we have to end it now then, while the army's marching. If we can find the source of that horn, perhaps we can find what's drawing the dead back to life and finish this before the city is destroyed.
Kaza looks around at the rest of the group. He's like, all right, I'm really tired, but okay.
How do you think Pendaran feels? And as
Pretty
you're all
blooded.
gathered around Pendaran's cot, looking tired, and injured and weary, that's where we'll leave it for tonight. Yeah, so thank you for joining us at Garblag Games, and thank you to my wonderful players for doing a great job tonight. Maybe not so much in roles, but definitely in role playing. And yeah, I think we'll probably have one more session left in Lex Arcana sometime in the near future. What else is on this week? Is there
Well, what day is it? Bank holiday's throwing me off.
we're
Wednesday.
today.
So tomorrow, fingers crossed, we will be doing character creation for Cyberpunk Red. To start a Thursday night Cyberpunk Red game, which I'm very excited and looking forward to running. Somehow I've ended up running for it with 2 Garblags, so no pressure. And some of the best players as well, so we're all good. So yeah, but that's all I'm aware of. What else have we got?
So tomorrow night, North American time, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, we are continuing with Starfinder as we attempt to colonize a planet and probably lose at least one character to permanent death. And then I think Friday, Nye will be running Monster of the Week, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we're back round again to the start of the week.
Oh, isn't Friday Star Wars?
I don't think so. I think it's Monster of the Week.
To be determined.
22nd, apparently, we scheduled in for Star Wars, looking at the Discord.
Yeah, that's tomorrow.
No, Friday.
That's Friday. It's already tomorrow here. That's the problem I'm looking at.
So I think it is Star Wars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should probably let Nye know. Yeah.
Or let Matt know.
Or let Matt know. Yeah. Wonderful. Okay. Well, thank you everyone once again for watching. Please like and subscribe on YouTube, on Twitch. Come and join us on the Discord. Proclaim the greatness of the mighty Garblags in all their forms and glory. And yeah, we hope you have a good evening and a great rest of the week. Good night from us. Bye.
Night.